Lost, completely lost. I had no idea what I was doing with my life or where I was at, and honestly, I was on the downside of suicide.
I don't think I really came to realize where I was when I had the law get in my life. You know, my son was taken from me with CPS. And
welcome to Step 2. This is an amazing facility that gives care and assistance to women that are struggling with substance abuse. We are standing in front of the Mathewson Family Counseling Center. Inside this building is where all the amazing staff offer the treatment, they offer counseling to these courageous women who know that they need a second chance. They need Step 2. This building was built in 2011, and all of the bricks in this building, keeping with the theme of recovery and rehabilitation, were donated by Basilite. So even these bricks have been given a second chance of life. This facility is fully staffed, including marriage and addiction counseling. And there are multiple classrooms where all the women gather together, and they're required to be here 8 hours a day. And this is where the counselors come in and do their job. This state-of-the-art campus welcomes women with immediate professionalism, and it's obvious. What this does for these ladies is they know that when they're walking into this campus that they are getting the top-of-the-line treatment, and not only that, but subliminally that life is going to be good here. It's going to be clean, safe, and that's going to help them as they work on themselves to get themselves better. And now I'd like to introduce you to this amazing gentleman. He is the CEO. His name is Daya Dixon. He is going to give you the history. He's going to let you know how long that he has been doing this and helping these courageous women. So follow me into the Mathewson Family Counseling Center. Okay, again, this is where it all begins. Daya Dixon, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. You know what? Let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and see this beautiful campus.
All right, let's get it done.
Well, first, this is a fantastic opportunity for me to have a conversation with someone that I consider to be a true hero.
Well, first, I get the opportunity to work with heroes every day. You know, women that are making sacrifices, that are making changes, and they're giving their children an opportunity to break the cycle of addiction. I've had some wonderful people along the way, and some really bright people that have worked in the trenches helping the women, some great families that have showed support, and a lot of great community partners that have helped Step 2 fulfill its mission.
Welcome to the Redfield Residential Facility. Now, at this point of the treatment program, this would be phase number 2, or also Step 2. This is a 20-bed dormitory-style facility, and this is where the women come. This would be the first step for them of where they're going to transition into the program and where they're going to live. This is the most intensive component of Step 2. For these courageous women, this is such a difficult time for them as their older children are only allowed on weekends. For the rest of the week, they have to concentrate on themselves and really figure out who they are and why they're here. That being said, however, if a woman has an infant child, the infant child is more than welcome to stay with the mother. In this facility, there's a mess hall with a full kitchen, and so it gives all the women the opportunity to come together, and they realize that they're not the only ones that are going through this struggle. They are surrounded by many women that are as courageous as them, and they're doing this together. Now, they can stay in this facility as long as they want, but typically they're here for about 3 to 4 months. When they've completed this phase of treatment, now they have the option to move into the cottages if they still would like to be here living with their children now, yet they still want the support of living on campus. And I want you to see the inside, so follow me. Okay, welcome. Let's go ahead and go inside.
Welcome to Step 2. Particularly, this is the Redfield residence at Step 2. This is our 20-bed residential facility where the majority of the women come for residential services. This is the first stage that they'll come in when they're looking to receive services. So come on in while I give you a quick tour of what we've got here in Reno, Nevada. This room here is our kudos room, and it's used for craft products done with the children, toys, a number of board games, different activities that the women can engage in with the kids when they come visit for the weekend.
I was pulled out of the Truckee River by paramedics before I came here. Yeah, completely unconscious, water on my lungs. When the paramedics pulled me out, I reacted and was rather violent towards them. I spit at them, and I was pretty volatile to them. And so they arrested me and sent me to jail. And when I woke up in the infirmary, I knew that that was it. I was done.
Step 2 was founded in 1986, when we recognized that there was a greater need. And when I say we, that's the board of directors and myself. We just pushed forward and we thought about what are our dreams and what would fall in line with our mission, and we began selling it to the community. The community bought in and they truly believed in the work that we were doing, and they have been an integral part of building this campus. So it was a matter of just putting the pieces together, gathering community leaders and pushing forward and taking some chances. But it was a chance definitely worth all the risks entailed.
It's a beautiful place. I wouldn't be where I am today without it. You know, they give you things that that helps you realize you deserve a better life.
We were super excited about building this project because it gave us much more space to be able to conduct the service that is needed, as well as harbor all the food that we get from the food bank, who is another one of our large partners that helps us out greatly. The women come up each and every day and they cook all their own food. Usually there's 3 to 4 women that take on that chore, and it rotates throughout the day. They are also learning how to cook, menu planning, particularly for healthy foods that are needed for not only themselves but their children. Just another wonderful tool that they can learn while they're here at Step 2. If we come on down here, I'll show the hallways and where the women actually live.
Every story is different, but tell us, what's a common theme between all the women when they come here?
It's a rough time. As they work their way into sobriety and the journey of recovery, they start coming with the true realization that there's a lot of pain to deal with. And so we've got victim specialists and our trustee counselors that are working on those issues alongside them as they push their way through to work through that pain.
It was really hard to stay so focused on myself and getting myself better and still try and work towards this significant reunification of me and my kids. So I have 2 kids. They are 12 and 9. So their dad and I didn't have a healthy relationship. It was a very violent, abusive relationship, and it involved a lot of drinking, the cheating, the leaving, the whole 9. Anything you can think of that revolves around that is exactly what our life was. It was, nobody else knew but me. I was already so demeaned and thought absolutely nothing of myself, that I consumed myself in alcohol and in drugs and anything that made me not think and feel the way that I had for so long. And I took my kids with me, and it got to the point where they had to be removed and put back into his home. When that happened, I think that was the ultimate, I can't take it anymore, and I just spiraled completely out of control for the next 2 years. So much pain, yeah. I couldn't even look in a mirror. June 2013, and I was still outpatient and still doing groups and stuff. I moved into an apartment, and that December, my kid's dad died of an overdose. So all of that happened, and it was this is the ultimate test. You're sober, you're clean and sober, you have 1 year under your belt, so you can take all of this and you can use it as an excuse, or you can flip the script on everyone and everything, and you can just pull you and your kids right out of this. And that's what I did.
I needed to change my life, you know. My son was taken from me. My husband was passed away from colon cancer a year prior to getting clean. It kind of made me realize, you know what, I'm the only parent for my son. I need to be here for him. I don't want my family raising him. I want me to raise him.
Rooms are typical dorm style rooms. So if you come on in here, the rooms are very simple in design. but we tried to make them very comfortable.
Yeah, everything about step 2 was everything that I needed. I needed to be secluded. I needed structure. I needed a routine. I needed to learn how to relive my entire life, or I wasn't gonna make it.
This place taught me through classes every day, you know, from 9 a.m. to 4, we learned to structure our life, you know, and they taught me that. It was amazing. It is amazing. As a woman, you need to be around women. That's what I needed. I didn't need to prove myself. They focus more on family. You know, your kids are allowed here. That was huge, you know.
As we come further down the hallway here, this is where the laundry facilities and the bathrooms are set up. The bathroom is pretty simple in nature, 5 showers and stalls. And this is our postpartum room, and features a Jack and Jill bathroom. So when women come home from the hospital with their newborns, they've got their own privacy. So it's set up in a manner that allows them to have the bathroom in their own space, and oftentimes they're rooming with someone who has a child as well. We try to take into consideration the special needs of mothers, medical needs for the child, and that concludes a pretty simple tour of what is the Redfield Family Counseling Center.
Welcome to the Repeat Boutique. This facility here is all based on donations. Inside we have clothing, shoes, bedding material, towels, basically anything that the women here would need. Keep in mind that when these heroic women come to step 2, they don't have any resources. They're basically coming with the shirts on their back. Let's say that a woman is going on a job interview. In this boutique, they have dressy outfits for them so that they can go and make a great presentation. As they walk around the boutique, the things that they need, that they require to live, they go ahead and take them free of charge, and they are now take them down to the cottages where it is theirs to keep. It's worth mentioning as well that nothing here is wasted, so any donations that come to this facility, if step 2 can't use it, then they make sure to donate it to facilities that can. I would like you all now to see inside the Repeat Boutique, which is a thrift store where the women don't have to spend $1. It's all donated, and it's all donated by the community of Reno and Spark. So let's go see inside. I'm willing to bet that the majority of the women that come through this program feel very grateful. Are there ever any that come by to pay a visit?
We have women come back on a regular basis. It's always nice to see them. We don't go a couple of weeks without an alumni coming in and popping in just to say hello and to give us an update. They often volunteer in the program. Sometimes they'll come in and they'll run a group. Sometimes they'll volunteer at one of our fundraising events.
I'm able now to, since I coined out, I've been bringing a meeting into the residential house. I mean, they've given it to me for free, you know, so I can give it back too. You know. I hope one day I can be more of service. I think that'd be amazing.
Now at this phase of the program, the women have the option of moving into one of these cottages, which they call the Transitional Homes. These cottages are 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, or 3-bedroom, depending on how many children they have. So at this point, they can have their children come in and live with them. They're reunited, and when the women are ready to leave this facility, which they can stay here for up to a year, they can take the furniture with them. While the women are living here with their children, there are rules that have to be followed. So there's a curfew. They have to maintain their houses. How many women have been through the Step 2 program?
Well, it's been 3,787, I believe. Give or take about 10 or 15. That's the number that have come through the doors of Step 2.
5 years. 5 years, no drugs, no alcohol, no mind-altering substances whatsoever.
And who is Daya Dixon?
That's a great question. I am an individual who's been given the opportunity to make substantial change in this world. I'm someone who loves family, I love competition, I love sports, I love the outdoors, and I love the community that we live in and that I have an opportunity to serve in.
Daya is around the corner. If he were sitting right where I am, what would you say to Daya and step 2?
Thank you for helping me save my life. I couldn't have done it without this place and without the tools and the support. I didn't have to pay to get help. You're not worried about paying for rehab. If you're doing the right thing and you're working for it, it's all gonna come together, and you don't have to stress on every little step along the way because you have just this amazing support system.
What would you say to Daya and the staff of Step 2?
You're a blessing. That's what I would say. Thank you.
I love it.
How you living?
And life is really good, really good. Really good. Really good.
How you living?
I'm living a great life.
How you living?
Yeah, I'm living a great life.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks.